So here are some of my gowns. Okay. So that was my first gown. I call her Diana just because she was so regal. And blue is also just like a very regal color to me. That's my favorite color. And that was my talent gown. It was like a floor-length prom dress, essentially emerald green. And then the next year, I wanted to go for jewel tones. I definitely wanted mermaid just because I do have that hourglass figure and mermaid gowns tend to accentuate that. So I liked that style and I still love this gown. I still have this gown. It makes me look slimmer, I feel like, my red gown, and her name is Lillian, actually. And I also got a different talent gown, which here I'll show you, was this like beautiful ocean blue color. It's kind of a green in person as well. And I wish I had my crown from last year because I would show you how they literally look different. If you compare them side by side, they're completely different. It was also a brighter silver, probably just because it's newer. And it was a little bit smaller. This is actually much bigger than my crown last year. And this one looks a lot more like my mom's from the 80s than it does mine now. A lot of Miss Indianas have worn this crown, so I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like you don't want to be like, oh, I feel like a princess, because it's like, of course you do, but like you do feel like a princess. Biggest pieces of advice I learned at Miss Indiana was don't make the crown your only measure of success, because you will never end up happy that way. At each competition, there's something you can learn from all of them: win, lose, or place. Those are things that are going to help you in every aspect of life. I know that sounds weird, that walking on stage in a swimsuit and heels can help you in another aspect of life. And that took me a little bit to I never questioned it, but it took me a little bit to get that. This organization, it's going to sound cliche again, but it has taught me a lot about myself and who I actually am as a person, which is a little bit sentimental for me. I'm Lindsey Franxman, and I am a senior at Indiana University studying theater and journalism. So my freshman year of college at IU here, I saw a flyer for Miss Indiana University, and I sent my mom a picture of it because I knew she was coming into town that weekend and said, would you want to go see this with me? So she said yeah, because I figured, that'd be something she'd be interested in seeing. My mom actually did Miss Kentucky pageants when she was my age. So we went to go watch it, and I remember the girl who won that year, her name was Lauren Menarge. She was inspiring to watch, but she just looked so graceful and elegant. She was well-spoken. She was just this well-rounded person that, for her age, you don't see very often, you know what I mean? I was just so inspired by that and, in awe of that, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. I want to be able to do that. And, at intermission, I ran into a professor of mine who actually was the director of Miss Indiana University, and that's when I was like, I'm doing this. I want to do this. It just looked like so much fun, and it was I was a theater person, but I wasn't really in any shows at the time, and I was like, you know what? This is, a great opportunity to perform, a great opportunity to, get involved around the state, and that's when I decided, you know what? I want to try and be Miss, I don't know, whatever title that I could get, and I wanted to be Miss Indiana. So it was just the first moment where I was like, I want to be like that. I started competing the fall of my sophomore year, so the next year. Then my first ever pageant was Miss South Central 2016, I guess. I had no idea what was going on. Did not know what to expect at all. That's when I kind of realized, oh, it's not like I can just walk in and win one the first time I try it. But you learn a lot from that experience. You learn what you don't do well, and you learn what you did okay on. It was good to have that first pageant experience and be like, wow, that was terrible. Let me try again. And I didn't really get the hang of it my first year. I ended up not winning a title my first year. But this year I started to get a little frustrated. I just, for whatever reason, wasn't really getting anywhere. And it wasn't until I went to that coaching session when she was like, here are the things that are unique about you that other people can still identify with. And that was when I sort of started developing oh, okay, this is why I really want to do this. It was finally when I accepted that, and I'm like, you know what? You need to remember, it's not necessarily about winning. Yeah, you want to win one, and you will, but you don't have to win every single one you walk into. And it was when I reminded myself about that again, I won. Is it nice when you win the crown? Absolutely. But, let's be real. But, Once I figured out that like there were other ways to measure success, then I stopped putting so much pressure on myself, and that's immediately when I started winning, like competing in this system. I know plenty of girls who have competed in tons of pageants, never won a single one, but still do it because they love it, because that's not their only measure of success. Yeah. But like, if you've ever thought about trying pageants, just try it. Yeah. Like, I mean, worst thing that can happen is you don't win and you had a really fun day and met some new people. And the best thing that can happen is you get to go to Miss Indiana or Miss Insert State here. Like, and then if things go well, you might even get to be Miss America. I mean, try it. I mean, I figured out basically what I want to do in life because I did pageants. If you've ever thought about it, try it. Like 100%. And keep trying it because it's worth it.